can continue, the question remains, what is a serial killer?
According to the FBI, a serial killer is a series of 2 or more murders committed as separate events, usually but not always by one offender acting alone.
People often confuse murderers and serial killers.
What do you think makes someone a serial killer?
I think that a serial killer is someone who repeatedly kills, usually in a similar fashion.
And do you think that they generally have a motive, or is it just...
I think that usually, even if they have a motive, a serial killer has to be driven by some kind of internal urge to kill. I think in order to be a serial killer, you kind of have to be sociopathic. I mean, they make fun of it on TV shows, but like I think in general, even if a serial killer is like triggered by something, inherently there has to be something off about their psyche, I think. But I haven't studied cognitive science.
What do you think makes someone a serial killer?
Someone who kills at least like a good amount of people, not just like 1 or 2, and I think has like mental problems. I think that makes someone a serial killer.
Okay. And how do you picture a serial killer?
I tend to picture like a scary like white dude, like weird haircut. That's what I imagine when someone says serial killer.
What do you think makes someone a serial killer?
Like having antisocial disorder or like not feeling any guilt.
Okay, and then do you think that serial killers are born that way, or do you think they develop into that?
I think they develop, like it's a mix between nature and nurture.
Okay, what do you think makes someone a serial killer?
To me, someone who makes someone a serial killer is like someone that does these like malicious acts of several others in human form.
What do you guys think makes someone a serial killer?
I think maybe it's their life experiences. Like if they had a bad experience as a child or people have been terrible to them, then they kind of have this anger.
Yeah, a traumatic past would definitely.
Okay. And how do you think a serial killer picks their victims?
Maybe the people that have hurt them in the past, or they're a serial killer, so no, just
Someone who looks lonely.
yeah.
You feel like you're alone and you don't have many connections.
These two terms differ in the way that serial killers don't know their victims. The opposite is true with mass murderers. They almost always have cooling off periods between murders, and they usually don't derive sexual excitement from the killings.
Coined by Special Agent Robert K. Ressler in 1971, serial killers have fascinated the general public for decades.
There have been many notorious serial killers in human society.
One such killer is an unidentified murderer who roamed the streets of London in 1888, slitting the throats of prostitutes. This murderer, eventually known as Jack the Ripper, was never caught.
Called the Whitechapel Murderer and Leather Apron, Jack the Ripper's true identity has been a topic of debate for over 100 years.
What motivates a serial killer? Is it greed, religion, is it genetic, a traumatic experience, or is it a lust for murder?
The factors are numerous. They can list from animal cruelty to brain trauma. In the United States, a great majority of serial killers are single white males from lower class to middle class backgrounds. However, this does not exclude other races, but according to the FBI, whites are more likely than any other race to be a serial killer based off percentages.
In the case of serial killers, there are 4 categories: thrill seekers, mission-oriented, visionary killers, and power control seekers.
Thrill seekers view outsmarting the law as a type of amusement. These serial killers enjoy the attention from the media and being pursued by the police.
Serial killers that are mission-oriented believe they are doing society a favor by killing certain people.
The third type is a visionary killer. This type occasionally suffers from psychological breaks from society. They sometimes believe that they are someone else or in a higher power.
Power and control serial killers enjoy the suffering and fear of their victims.
With today's advancement in technology, is there still a problem with serial killers? Should we still worry? Does new technology protect us or simply help the enemy?